So you agreed to build him a computer?
Yes, sir.
Put it together for him?
Yes,
to
sir.
do what he wanted to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, what happened? He's telling me there's all these problems with the computer. What about all that?
At the time that we agreed to build his computer, we both sat down and went on the internet and picked out the parts that he wanted in his machine. All right, and at that time, he picked out a TV tuner that I installed into his machine. All right, now, he brought in his own operating system, which was not a legit copy, and I told him at that time that it wouldn't take the updates and things of that nature because it was not a legit copy of software that he had.
What do you mean not a legit copy?
A legit copy is a copy that is bought by Microsoft, all right, with an OME, and he had one that was either given to him or he had received through some other sources that was not a legit copy.
Is that true?
There's a code that you enter into these that goes to Microsoft to verify the operating system. I'm not sure exactly what it's
You know, I
talking
don't see. This is you guys are getting technical here. I knew this was going to happen. When I buy an operating system, I go to the store. I go to Best Buy or Circuit City, and I buy an operating system. That's my operating system. You didn't do that, right?
No, I bought it from someone online, which gives you a code. And I've had it for the old machine. It was working on that, and he assured me that this operating system would work off the
Why
old
did you
machine.
do it that way? It's cheaper? Instead of just going to the store to buy
No, actually,
one.
mainly because it was working on the old machine.
Yeah.
And I was concerned about the programs that were working on the old machine, working on it. If I went to the Vista, which is a newer program, which was coming out, that's what you would go to Best Buy and buy or whatever. Or if you bought another computer through somebody else.
No, but I'm talking about XP, the system in this case.
In this case, I wanted the old operating system, which I knew was compatible with the programs that I had, my old programs. And he offered to build me a machine that would do that.
All right, go ahead, sir.
All right, after installing the program on the machine and gave him at that time that it would not take the updates because it was not a legit copy, all right, he left the store with the machine. When he returned to my store with his machine, it was infected with a lot of spyware and a lot of viruses. And he, at that time, told me that his son or some of his family members were on the machine, all right, which was causing his problem with freezing of the machine at that time. All right, when he mentioned about the TV card, all right, at that time, yes, I did not have cable or anything in my shop. Only had rabbit ears that the TV did come up and did work. And I told him when he went home, he had to change it to cable and take it off the antenna, which he said he did. So when he did come back to my shop again about the TV card, I replaced his TV card because when he came with the one he had, they had an update for the software for the machine, for his TV card, all right, which he did not want to pay for. They did not give a free update for it, all right. He did not want to pay for it, all right. So I purchased him another TV card because he claimed he didn't like the way the Windows was coming up in the system itself. I purchased him another TV card and installed that in the system, all right? When he left the shop, said he was satisfied with that. It was working fine, all right? When he returned to my shop, all right, he came in approximately 2-month intervals. When I looked into his machine, he had a lot of software problems, which I told him was software, and it was not hardware. His warranty was on the hardware. He had 1-year warranty on the hardware in the machine, not the software that he had installed.
Did he buy the hardware from you or through you?
We bought it, yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir, that's why I warranted the hardware.
What did he bring into you physically? Anything?
He brought in a CD-ROM, a modem, fax modem, all right, that he wanted to install, and the operating system.
That was on a CD-ROM, right?
No, the operating system was on a CD-ROM,
Right.
yes, sir. But the CD-ROM itself, he bought a unit, a device, a CD-ROM.
This $1,170 that he paid, this was for your services. This doesn't include
No,
any of
sir.
the hardware, right?
That was for hardware.
Oh, for hardware?
Yes, sir. He paid me $75 for my service, sir. That's how much how much I made off of him.
What do you have there? Let me see what you have.
This here is I'm trying to show you a comparison of the parts that was bought for his machine. This was done in April.
April of what, 2007, last year, right?
No, this year.
Oh, this year.
This year. This is what the parts now cost for that machine, where he paid $1,000 and something for the parts, if we look on there all together. All right, he paid me $75. You take $75 from that total that he claims he paid me, you'll see that the price for parts he bought back then are similar to the price right now with the parts. These are the parts.
Are these the parts that are in his machine now?
Yes, that's the parts that I put in his machine. I don't know what's in it. I haven't seen the machine
Well.
over a year.
Now, so you did all this work for $75?
All I did was put it together, sir.
It sounds like a lot of work for $75.
Just to put the parts together, it's not a lot of work, sir.
For me, it would be. So it would take me a week, probably more than that.
He sat there with me, sir, when we ordered these parts, all right, and got every one of them
You're gonna
prices
go
with
sit
me.
down if you want to. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
He sat there with me to get every one of those prices of the parts that we put in his machine. So he knowed exactly what he was paying for. He know that he didn't give me that money for that machine. He know what parts he bought at that time, because him and I together picked them parts out. This is not some parts I just went there and said, I'm gonna build your machine with. He was right there with me.
But you're saying that you paid $1,145 or parts, no, $1,070. I see, here it is.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And
And
that
then
was-
labor 75, 1145. Okay.
And that was 2 years
This
later.
is dated December 7th, 2006.
Yes, sir.
Did you get this, sir?
What's that?
Well, it's a little ticket thing here, I guess.
The two tickets, the one that has $500 deposit, that was my receipt for putting a deposit on the machine that I was requesting.
But,
The second ticket on there, which is stapled to check, is what he gave me as a receipt for the machine.
no, this is dated December 7th, 2006, and it's attached to one of these documents that you gave me. And it's got a total of $1,145 that I guess was gonna cost you to do this.
Your Honor, I think there was a power supply that I bought for my old machine on top of that. I may have confused that with it. So I would say that what the two checks total up would be the accurate amount.
But what this thing looks like to me, okay, it's got your name on it, is a itemization of what it is you paid him. Labor, $75, parts, $1,070. When you add it up, it's $1,145. Not $1,070.
I purchased an entire machine.
I know, but it looks like, according to this, it was for $1,145.
Okay.
And there's a whole bunch of stuff here that I don't understand that total up, that consist of parts, the cost of which add up to $1,070.
I don't know what he paid for them.
Well, it looks like he did, is what I'm saying here. You don't know, but
He wrote that up. It didn't matter to me what he paid for the parts.
well, it matters to me, because in deciding your case, I need to know what you paid him in terms of the service that you wanted him to do for
I
you.
didn't purchase just the service from him. I purchased a computer.
You
I
purchased the
I
parts.
purchased a complete machine that was supposed to be working and operating with a 1-year warranty on it. I didn't buy a piece at a time from him. I didn't go and, the things
Oh,
that I
it's
did
done all
bring
at
to him,
once.
it was bought as a complete unit.
Right.
With a couple of parts that I supplied, that he was gonna install and make sure that they worked with the machine that he supplied. It was no different than going to Dell, and buying a computer from them or, Best Buy or anybody
Well,
that
it's
has
a
a computer.
little bit different. I mean, I bought a computer online from Dell once, and, the parts, for one thing, are new.
I'm not concerned with the parts that I supplied. If those failed, that's not part of this case.
You paid him $75.
I paid him the entire total amount for all the parts and everything. I have no idea where he bought the parts from. I have no receipts from the people that he bought the parts from. I can't even go back to the people.
In the interim, in the end of this debate we was going back on with his machine about his TV card not working, all right, at the time he brought in the last time, I did have cable, all right, we did hook his machine up to cable, all right, at that time, all he could tell me is that I don't get that at home. It worked fine here, but I don't get that at home. So I asked him at that time, what type of devices was he hooking to the machine? He said he had Comcast. I said, do you have the decoder box? He says, no, I'm just hooking right off my Comcast. So I said, well, you don't have a decoder box to make the picture look proper on your TV because you're using just a straight cable that's coming off the internet, all right? And he said, well, that's what I've been doing. Well, his pictures would not give a clear picture without a decoder box, and he was just using his internet that he had to hook it to pull off just what they call just the standard stations. It's not a decoder that he was getting through his machine. So he could never get the picture that he actually wanted or the picture that he saw at my shop through an actual decoder box.